Excellent. When we last left our intrepid space explorers, they were all passed out in their ship.
Hey, I was conscious.
Nope, you hit yourself with the phaser.
Oh, that's
remember?
right. I tased myself.
You tased yourself. You tased Amy. Literally
You were, in
everybody.
fact, one of the first unconscious ones to go to the med bay.
Literally everybody on the ship is incapacitated in some form or another, except for Modar, who
Has gone through his diagnostic subroutine and come back up to realize he missed something really important.
He missed something.
He needs to get a new job.
He's thinking about it. He also realizes that Jericho has taken some damage from the explosion that the med bay will not be able to just, patch up. So he is able, however, to check Jericho into a local hospital where he will probably spend about 2 days recovering from the explosion.
About 2 days. Approximately. Exactly 2
Approximately
days.
2 days. Which will be exactly 2 days. During which time, the two of you will have ample time to sit back and reflect over the conversation that you heard that we didn't hear last session.
And not charge into any alleys.
I was being a hero.
You will also extensively be
knocked
questioned. You will also extensively be questioned by the police, but but I don't think it'll be important to actually hash that out, and since I don't have a lot more time, we won't worry about it.
Especially
Mainly
because I was
because-
unconscious most of the time, so...
Mainly because Voltron will inevitably say something stupid and get us arrested. Again.
What? We didn't get arrested last week?
No, but 3 weeks ago we had our ship impounded, and we literally had to fight our way off a planet.
Which was pretty cool, I have to say. We did a pretty good job of it.
You know it says something about your party when not getting arrested 1 week is a success.
How about not anybody died is a success?
It's true. On the bright side, not everybody died.
Positive things in the campaign. Did not die. Did not get arrested. Did not hook our ship to the side of a building.
What would you
Okay.
do without me? Let's be honest here.
Progress in the story.
We've almost made it to Sector X7, okay?
I mean, hey, it's like you said last week. You've already gotten onto the main plot line, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Only by the skin of your teeth.
Oh my god. My teeth have no skin left.
All right, so
Oh, man.
the thing that I needed to retcon was that Marcus Orion was supposed to give you some information about your job towards the end of
Too
the.
busy getting shot.
Well, the idea was he was supposed to give you some of that before the card game ended and before Flynn Quasar got taken away for cheat by those two thugs.
Gotcha.
So we'll rewind and pretend that we're playing games.
Which turned out to be a total red herring.
Or was it? Anyway.
But I bet wouldn't have been if Voltron hadn't gone charging off into the arms of a bounty hunter.
It's always
Or was-
Voltron's fault. Always
was-
Voltron. Being
or
the
was-
hero.
Or
Yes,
is
in
that
fact.
what they want you to think? Bum, bum, bum.
we have
So
a
you're sitting there playing the last round of cards, and Marcus tells you that, since we've played through all these rounds of cards, I guess I can start telling you a little more about the job. He's decided that, after the job. Flynn asks, yes, tell us more about this job. What exactly will we be shipping for you?
I completely forgot how Finn talks.
At least, I hope you haven't forgotten how he dresses.
Oh goodness no, and please don't post any more links.
Oh, speaking of posting pictures, Don, you should post some pictures of those new D20s you got. I forgot to ask you about that. And so he says, well, actually, your cargo will actually be a large stash of valuable ancient artifacts and paintings from the classical era of Zernandia. He says the depictions of random name generator, help me out. Thati Tanersia is one of the most famous artists of the classical period on Zenandia. The way in which he portrayed the Zenandian Wars is just absolutely riveting. You'll have to see it to believe it. But I've got a wealthy contractor who is, well, shall we say, a connoisseur of art, and wants to add to his collection of fine art and ancient artifacts. Wow, those look beautiful. Flynn asks.
Hang on a second.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Flynn asks, so, who exactly is this, guy? Marcus says, well, our benefactor would like to remain anonymous, but I can tell you that he's one of the most wealthy men in the entire galaxy.
Wow.
Flynn asks him, how did he get his start? How did he make his money? Marcus Orion says, I honestly don't know what his original business idea was, but he was smart with his money. He diversified. He invested. Every penny he earned, he put into buying up more corporations. Pretty soon, he wasn't spending any time actually running anything he owned. He just bought and sold corporations.
Okay. Did he go into bankruptcy 4 times and build a tower in New York with his name on it?
No.
Does he have a really bad toupee?
No.
Oh, good. We're talking about Warren Buffett.
Wait, so
time
this
was
is the guy we're working for?
This is the guy who's going to be paying the bill. This is the guy who has contacted Marcus Orion and said, find me some people and ship me this stuff. Marcus says, time was when this guy owned half the corporations in the Federation. Of course, then he made a move no one expected. He sold out. He sold everything he owned at the peak of its value and got tired of media attention, so he used his money to buy a moon. Now he lives on a private...
Are you sure it's not a giant space station?
A peace moon?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just a regular old moon. He had it terraformed, though.
Dismiss that possibility as boring.
he must have terraformed it so that he could live on it now. Mostly he's a eccentric hermit. Not a lot of people see him anymore except for his close friends. Obviously he's got people there to run the place. But he invested what little remained, and I think he'll probably be safely and comfortably able to live on it for the rest of his life.
So why is he interested in ancient artifacts and paintings from the
he's rich, that's what people do.
Period of Votron the Third?
Well, he's got a lot of money and not a lot to do with it, I guess. Doesn't have any children, so...
I got something he could do with all of his money.
Well, he's going to be giving a fair chunk of it to you. I've been told that as soon as I get confirmation of your delivery, I'll be wiring you each 1,000 credits. 1,000 scrap, I mean. Excuse me.
Wiring scrap? What? Wow, what has the world come to?
Or the equivalent of... But...
It's complex.
It's a complex market economy system.
Just roll with it. So, you will suddenly receive 1,000 pieces of scrap metal.
From the internet.
In your space mailbox. Delivered to you wherever you are in space. At the touch of a button. And compressed to take up absolutely no space in your ship.
Deal.
Because otherwise we would just be hauling around a bunch of junk.
We'd literally be hauling around scrap.
No, I'm sorry. We can't earn any more ship pieces because our cargo hold is currently full of ship pieces. Please take some of these ship pieces away and give us better ship.
Anyway, that is the point in which in the conversation in which Flynn Quasar gets dragged off, and we know what happened after that. So we'll flash.
Yes, we don't need to replay that session. I've got scars already.
So we'll just flash forward to Jericho being,
in the hospital.
Getting out of the hospital. Actually, 2 days later.
2 days later. Nice.
Marcus has expressed his sincere apologies for what happened the other day and has offered to buy you both a drink before you head on your way.
Well, we all know how that went last time.
He says he'll do it in a different bar if it'll make you feel better.
Oh boy.
Sure.
The place is a really nice, like, upscale joint. Really fashionable. Mostly well-dressed people. Low mood lighting. And while you're sitting there at the bar having a drink with Marcus, you see someone you did not expect to see. Elena Matterhorn is leaning on the bar, sipping something refined. I don't know, some refined space drink.
Called it.
We ignore her entirely and sit down at a table and order some.
Don't think we're gonna have that option.
I ignore her entirely.
She recognizes you
She's
and walks up.
She's leaning against the bar. How did she see us come in? Come on,
She-
be realistic
she-
here.
She's
She's leaning with her back against the bar. Genius.
She glanced around. Sheikah walks up to your table. She's very polite. Voltron, Jericho, well.
I
the last two-
surreptitiously put my hand on my blaster pistol.
The last two people I
Could
expected
I
to see on Togar
surreptitiously
4.
kick him in the balls?
It's not really a surreptitious action, but you can do it if you want. You'd
Not yet.
you'd have to make a dex roll. She says, I know we got off on the wrong foot on Revenon, but honestly, I can't thank you enough for everything you did. Thanks to your help, the police were able to take down my brother. Turns out he was the ace of spades.
Wow.
You have got to be kidding me. The last time we saw her, she was calling the cops on
She
us.
called the cops on us.
Trying to... Well, after you called the cops on me first, I would like to point out.
Call the cops on you.
Hello.
Yes, you did. Them on Sean.
That was Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
They say hi. She says, at first, it made me sad to find out that my brother was actually the ace of spades, but now I'm mostly just... whoops. Now I'm mostly just mad. Although, what gets me is I don't really know why you thought my father was involved. He really wasn't. He actually had no idea about my brother's business dealings. I also really don't know why you guys acted so guilty the whole time. You actually hadn't committed any crimes until you tried to take off from a locked spaceport. Of course, I got that cleared from your name.
So just an aside to the DM here, just so we're clear. Attaching our ship to a building and flying off with a chunk of it was not a crime?
That was an accident. I wouldn't call it a crime.
Well, that's what
roll a 2.
I'm not saying that wasn't a crime. I'm saying this is what Elena says to you.
I knew she was
says-
trouble.
She says, of course I got that cleared, so there's no more problems with the local authorities. I'm actually running nearly all of my father's businesses now, so I have what you might call a good deal of influence in local politics. What I really don't get, though, was that you weren't even planning on doing anything illegal. Or did you know that it's not illegal to possess, buy, or sell teacup poodles on Revenon? That's what you were going to pick up at the site, you know?
Listen,
Did you know that?
Elena, you're a
No,
long way from
I don't-
home. Is
we
there a
got-
point here?
No, I don't know where you were going to ship them to, and I will admit there are a lot of places in X6 where that have rules against genetically engineered animals. Got some trouble in the past, but you actually wouldn't have been stopped by authorities on Revenon if you'd followed through with the job, and even if they had found out what you had. My father is a little miffed that you didn't actually follow up on that way, but actually I'm indebted to you because
Excuse me, Elena, can we help you? Or
Well, I'm trying
Did
to.
you roll jerk as your main character stat?
I'm not a fan of this person. The last time we were, together, she called the cops on us. I don't really have. She doesn't exactly have very
She's
high standing.
apologizing right now.
She is literally throwing back in our face all the decisions that we made on that godforsaken planet.
No, she was figuratively doing that as a DM, haha, screw you,
Exactly,
self-insert.
which is why I'm trying to move it along a little bit.
She says,
because I don't know if I really need
You
to
don't
listen
have to
to
do
this.
so by being such a jerk about it.
I don't trust her. My character still doesn't trust her either. So I don't think it's out of character at all to be a little bit of a jerk.
She says, listen, all I'm trying to do is thank you, because if you hadn't stopped by and pulled exactly all the stupid moves you pulled, I wouldn't have come into my current position. My father always liked Sean better, but now he trusts me with everything. And since I'm largely in control of his company assets, I've become a much more powerful and respected business person in this sector. In fact,
Glad to hear that.
That's what I'm here doing now.
We're happy for you. Maybe we'll pay you a visit if we're ever back in the area.
Well, you do that. Just drop on any time.
All right, thanks. Have a nice day.
Oh, my word.
You too. Yeesh.
We're just trying to enjoy a nice drink with our friend Marcus here.
Yeah, she already left.
I know. I'm saying that to myself. We're just trying to enjoy a nice drink with our friend Marcus, and she comes up and just yada 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 yada.
Marcus looks at you and he
Aye.
was like, "Do you guys have a history with that girl or something?"
Not exactly.
It's complicated.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what you mean.
I take a long drink on my space beer.
I put some space NyQuil in his space beer.
Make a dex roll.
You know what?
Right. Well, I'll be honest. That's all the rest I had planned for this planet. So unless you want to buy something, yeah. How can I help you? He's right here.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're still on. There's no time for him, Matt. As long as you get the stuff there, you'll get paid. It's already
It's already loaded on our ship, dude. Have you been paying attention? Oh wait, no, you've been unconscious.
Sure. In this universe, hospital food is actually abnormally delicious.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, so it's loaded on our ship. Our drop off is somewhere in X7.
Mm-hmm.
Do
I've
we...
updated your computers, or I mean, I've giving you a data pad right now with the coordinates.
Great. Thank you.
No problem.
Well,
I'm really sorry about everything that happened.
It's all right. None of it was your fault.
Astonishingly enough, I really think it wasn't.
Somehow.
Well, I'm just grateful for that. And I'm also
Okay.
glad you managed to take down that Lawrence. What'd you say his name was?
Lawrence Sladen.
I'm glad you managed to take him down. Sounded like a
He
nasty
didn't have
guy.
any bounties on
I
him,
still
or did
can't
he?
believe he didn't have any bounties on him. Or did he? Or did he?
I'm so glad you had that.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
DJ is on point tonight.
On point. That was good.
Okay, so I'm ready to go back to the ship if you are, Jericho.
Are we sure there isn't a bounty on that guy?
Oh well, now he's dead.
I called Modar.
I
Well,
know.
maybe there's a dead or alive bounty. Call Modar and check with him, see if there's a bounty out for Lawrence Sladen. Also,
Talk to him when we
maybe
get back to the ship.
check and see if there's any like alternate aliases that he might have gone by, then bounties on them, etc.
Let me make a quick roll. Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
Are we back at the ship now, or is that okay? Are we back at the ship?
yeah, you can be back at the ship. Yeah, Modar says that there were a number of different aliases that he went by, and there were warrants out for his arrest on various planets, but not on this one. And there weren't any like, even on the unofficial channels he could find, there weren't any like bounties on him.
Just warrants for his arrest. Well,
Boring.
no rewards for turning in.
Yeah,
fugitives,
nope.
I guess.
Nothing that serious.
The police have a fairly limited budget, from what I understand.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's the wild
Yeah.
west out here.
Can we fill up on fuel? I guess we're already full on fuel.
I have that you have 12 fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably okay on fuel for now.
Do you want to sell some missiles? We've got a bunch of missiles and nothing to shoot them with.
Do we have
Can
any
sell
missiles?
We've got 13
Yeah,
missiles.
you guys have 13 missiles.
Okay, let's sell some missiles. We don't need all those missiles. We don't have a missile launcher.
You can sell the missiles for. Holy cow! Weapons grade explosives are going for a lot on this planet.
Oh,
you
baby.
can sell them for 4 apiece.
What?
Done.
You want to sell all of them? 0 missiles. Let's see. 13 times 4 is
No lead
40,
to throw and nothing to throw it with.
52, which brings you up to 90 scrap.
Anything we can buy for our ship on this planet?
Just about anything you can come up with.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Right now we're a level 4 ship.
Yeah, and right now it's taking all of your power to power what you have.
We should totally do some power upgrades. How does that work? I forget.
I think we've usually said that your power increases with your with the level of your ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need to level up our ship, which means we need XP, which means we need to complete quests.
Sector then.
Ready to,
Hooray!
ready to head off?
I think so.
Well, as you take off, fortunately,
Five.
I've already rolled up all the random encounters for today. As you take off, you leave the spaceport without any incident, but as you reach the outer edge of the gravity well, a pirate scout challenges you. They
Crying out loud.
Okay, we sold. Sorry, real quick. We sold the missiles for 4 scrap each.
So you got 52
Okay,
for 13 of them, and you had 38, so now you have 90.
great.
Unless you want to buy anything before you leave. I mean, you could if you
We
want.
left already. Let's go.
Okay. Let me upload a picture of the pirate that is facing you. It's a small pirate scout. And there's a picture of it. There are 2 human crew. They're not an NG and a Mantis as shown in this picture. 2 human crew. It's a level 1 craft with 3 hull, no armor, 2 small weapons, and no shields.
Oh, baby.
And they're
He's demanding that you drop all cargo immediately or suffer the wrath of Vlaxon the Unbeatable.
okay. Vlaxon.
Blacks on the
I'm
unbeatable.
gonna be polite at this point because I just left a planet and I'm feeling kind of spacey. If you want to keep that moniker, you should probably find somebody else to point those guns at.
Don, make a charisma roll.
Oh, sweet! I get to roll dice.
Well, you could have rolled a dex roll for kicking Phil.
Yeah.
Excuse me, for kicking Voltron.
Oh dear, what have I done?
All right, I have a charisma of 12, which means I'm at a +1 on this roll, and I rolled a 5.
Wow.
So, does a 6 with the circumstance bonus of my overwhelmingly much more powerful ship convince him that he's an idiot?
No, he fires back with an insult to your mother and powers up his weapons.
Of course he does.
He
Was a saint, and you will burn for that.
Okay, well.
Charge shields, charge weapons.
Okay, so Modar's in the engine room. Amy's in
Roll for
the
initiative.
Amy's in the shield room. Dr. Albert is. We decided he's in the med bay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Voltron's in the weapons, and Don, you're in, and Jericho's in the. Yeah, roll for initiative, Don.
Here we go. Let's hope this is a better roll.
Are we adding dex to that?
I sure hope so.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Okay, well he gets to go first.
Fortunately, that was
No
not an
surprise.
important roll, like to hit.
Valid. Dum-da-dum-dum. Dum-da-dum. Let me pull up the piece of paper that I want to do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Okay.
Okay, so he begins charging his weapons. He has a basic laser and a small bomb.
Oh dear.
So it's your turn.
We shoot furiously at him with all of our weapons.
Good try.
Good try there. Not.
I fire off various insults over the intercom.
Well, I mean, hold on. Where's my? I need a thing.
Are you?
You slack-witted imbeciles! Do you really
Are you
think you
trying
gain
to
anything by
distract
attacking
him?
a clearly superior ship?
Please tell me this is
Perhaps
an
you
actual
should-
attempt to distract them
Perhaps
and
you should
throw their
go
aim
back
off,
to
and
the
you get to make a
slug
charisma
hole
roll.
from whence you crawled. How did you ever even make it to
Quince, really?
sublight speeds?
Just because that's excellent role playing, Phil, are you like transmitting that?
Of course I am.
Make a charisma roll.
Oh boy.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
What?
Do I scare their ship into explosion?
Under the circumstances,
No.
what were
I've
you
seen the
trying
picture
to
myself.
accomplish? We'll go with that. What were you trying to accomplish?
I was basically trying to demoralize them so much that they surrendered instantly.
Given the fact that you rolled a natural 20, I'm having a hard time justifying anything else happening.
Oh, word.
Now I kind of regret the decision to let you try that.
Your superior wit has obviously bested us, they reply. We surrender completely.
Hang on
We
a
are
sec.
nothing against your intellect.
I don't think you get to write dialogue. You already rolled a 20. Let's not push it.
Oh, man.
I mean,
And
kind of-
the GM is broken.
you kind of broke the GM.
Oh, man.
Okay, they transmit back that they see your ship is much more better armed than yours, and they promise they'll let you go if you don't hurt them.
It's very generous of you. Let us go if we don't hurt you.
Wow.
Thank you for letting us go. Can we demand spoils?
Hey.
That will require a separate charisma roll.
What do you think, Doc?
Don't bother, because I've just come up with the greatest idea ever for the next time we're in this situation, and I don't want to spoil it for the DM.
Oh dear.
Okay, so do we attack them and blow them up anyway so that we can steal their scrap, or what?
No, that's a waste of time. Let's just
Okay,
move on.
let's jump.
Alright, you jump.
I transmit before we leave. I say your graciousness will not go unremembered, and then we
And
disappear
I say,
mysteriously.
so long, suckers!
So that means you're down to 11 fuel.
Correct.
You fly to the farthest northeast beacon in Sector X6, one jump away from Sector X7.
Space northeast.
Space northeast, excuse me.
Thank you.
Fortunately, I've also rolled up the random encounter event for this beacon. And at this beacon, there is a...
Does it have a name?
No.
Beak. The beacon.
No.
I don't know why all the beacons have to have names.
Because we're in space, not a computer simulation.
Right. This beacon is called the last beacon in Sector X6.
Whose name is shortened to Beak.
Whose name is shortened to Beak. Why not? Well,
Yes!
there is a rather enormous looking ship which you instantly recognize as a Red Faction ship. It's a Tier 2 bomber with a hull of 10, 4 weapons, 2 armor, 1 shield. And they're demanding seizure of your cargo.
Commence. Pants wedding.
Explosion. Do we have a cloaking device?
All
Yeah, I
right,
wish.
all right, chaps. You know the deal. Hand us your cargo, and we won't blow you out of the sky.
Hey, listen.
Oh, I also have a picture of this guy.
Oh, good.
Um,
You know the drill. No.
listen. Vlad was very kind to us. We've been in the Red Faction's good graces for a long time. I think it's all in your best interest just to let us go.
Ah, now hold on a minute. Is that Voltron and Jericho?
I don't know if this is a good thing or not.
Ah,
Do you not
Voltron and
remember?
Jericho. Hey, chaps, look at this. Look, old Plaid's old whipping boys. Well, I tell you what, since you're old Red Faction buddies, we'll let you go for 50 scrap.
My charisma game is on point tonight, man. We better take the deal.
Okay. let's do the math here. What weapons do they have?
What weapons do they have? A burst laser, a Hermes missile, a regular ion cannon, and a heavy laser Mark II. That's 2 tier 2 weapons and 2 tier 1 weapons.
And we have 1 shield.
Yeah. Oh, they also have. They have 1.
shields.
They have 1 shield and 2 armor. Which means the only thing you have that will damage them is your mini beam, and you'd only be able to do.
The ion cannon would work to disable systems, but that's it.
How long does our... We have an engine upgrade. How long does our jump take to charge?
I think 9 turns. Since you have 2 in there, it's 9 instead of 10 because you have 2 power.
We're gonna be dead. Can we take all the power out of weapons and put them in engines?
I don't think our engines are upgraded enough for that.
That's right.
Actually, I mean, we never really specified that being a problem.
Okay. So max shield power and put everything else in engines to do decrease charge time. And I do evasive action, and 7 rounds later we're little pieces of scrap floating in space.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Well, I mean, consider this. The burst laser has a cooldown of 5, the Hermes has a cooldown of 6, and the heavy laser has a cooldown of 5 as well.
Yep. How long is it going to take us to charge if we
However,
put all of our stuff in engines, though?
The ion cannon has a cooldown of 2.
Yeah, so we have to get really lucky dodging 4 ion shots and 3 additional shots before we jump out.
Well, adding power to your engines would also increase your dodge chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. If we put all the extra power in our engines so that we have 5 instead of 2, how many turns does our FTL take to charge?
Let's see. If you add 3?
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically 5, although that seems a little OP.
Uh-huh.
Oh, just a little.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to rework those numbers next time.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. See previous comment about the rules being in progress. So maybe like 7 is your minimum
Okay.
that you could achieve with that.
Okay, we still could have quite a few extra pluses to dodge if you wanted to try that. 50 scrap is not a big deal. We just sold 13 missiles for 50 scrap, so...
That's true. Maybe it would be best to just pay this guy off.
You're kind of breathing hard into your mic, Steve.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
Yeah, a little bit. I would recommend using push to talk. But what do I know?
I would, but that'd be kind of hard with my setup right now just because I'm bouncing back and forth between stuff over here.
Okay.
Well then.
I think we should pay him off too. 50 scrap it is, and get out of here. And we can still be friends.
Friends used advisedly. Yeah, let's just agree to their terms and move on.
Alright, they take 50 scrap in payment, and they let you go on without so much as a, anything. I thank you for your contribution to the cause.
Always glad to help out. Oh,
Have a good time in
fashion.
have a good time in Sector X7.
Thank you. Strangely Australian-sounding space pirate.
Well, maybe he's Space Australian.
Space Australia.
Space Australian?
Hey, you haven't even met the Space Russians yet.
Oh boy.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be.
When we do, Vladimir will be ready to talk to them.
Well, yeah.
Please no. Please no.
Oh man, I should have you guys land on a planet of Space Russians and get marooned. That would be hilarious.
Nope.
Ha ha
Would
ha.
not.
Very funny. Let's jump.
Okay,
Do
you
we
jump.
have,
So
do we have a map for X7 yet?
You'll be going down in fuel to 10. Yes, 10. Thank you. I have all these like pieces of paper spread across my bed, and I'm trying to keep track of all of them. Well, you jump from Sector X6 towards Sector X7. The stars turn into star lines, and soon the gleaming glow of hyperspace envelops the viewports outside of the cockpit. Should take probably about, I'll arbitrarily determine about 12 hours to jump between these 2 points.
Approximately.
Approximately. Everybody in the crew settles down. You determine watches because you have to have somebody awake at the console in case something goes wrong pretty much all the time. And in the middle of the
something
jump,
goes wrong pretty much all the time, inexplicably.
well, you never know when you'll accidentally, for some strange reason, drop out of hyperspace early. Like what happens to you guys?
Oh no.
Quick hands up if you're at all surprised.
You can't see, but I'm raising my hand.
We don't have like a constitution stat, do we?
No.
No.
Okay, so I'll
just
We have
stat.
HP.
No, that's mostly just
Sort of like
determines
Constitution.
HP. Well, we'll just say that you both did get woken up by the ship's sudden deceleration. It was Dr. Stephen Albert's watch, and you come to the cockpit finding him very confusedly looking around. Your first thought is that you've been interdicted by an interdictor cruiser, which is also a thing in this.
Being stopped by a stopper.
Well, I mean, that would be your natural first thought.
Or
However,
arrested by an arrestor class frigate.
stop that.
Halted by a halter top.
All right, that's enough. In a minute, you're gonna get halted by an entire fleet of Star Destroyers if you don't watch it. Dr. Albert says, I have no idea why we've dropped out of hyperspace so soon. The computer's reading a natural gravity well.
Where's that bone
Interference.
when you need it?
But that's absolutely impossible. There should be...
Thank you.
There should be... Oh my goodness. There should be no planets along the route of this happening. Modar has also come up to the cockpit and is examining some of the readouts, and he starts to rattle off the odds of this happening, which are somewhere around 1 in a quadrillion, billion, gazillion.
Wherever I'm from, in the odds.
This is
Where
absolutely...
am I from?
This is utterly incredible. I don't
I'm from
understand.
Planet Coral. Never tell a coral in the odds.
Coral? Are you sure not Corellia?
No, I'm a Coralin.
Right. So you're...
Never tell a coral in the odds.
Never tell a gorilla in the odds.
You're from Gorilla?
You're from Gorilla. I was being you.
Dr. Stephen Albert says that there's actually a planet on the scanners. And that you've, like, by chance, hit the gravity well, which has naturally disturbed the hyperspace thing. And this is, like, absolutely unheard of, because your computer, like, has the coordinates given for all the hyperspace beacons that are on the standard map. But theoretically, there are, like, an infinite number of places you could go, so long as your computer knew, like, where to aim the ship. And theoretically, between sectors, like... This should never, ever happen. You shouldn't...
Can we find out exactly where we are? Are we actually on the right route, or did someone hack our computer while we were on the planet?
Make an intelligence roll. Anybody and everybody who wants to try and figure that out.
Modar wants to.
Seeing as how I just woke up from space hypersleep, I rolled a 3 on my intelligence roll.
Congratulations, you have determined that you are awake.
Barely that.
Probably.
Well, Modar rolled a 2 on his intelligence roll.
Oh, no.
Modar is still coming up from self-diagnostics. I rolled an 11 plus 1.
Okay, so nobody has hacked your computer. Your computer is functioning thoroughly normally. Along any given hyperspace travel, there's a certain amount of variation in the precise route by which your computer
I feel like
directs...
Modar should be able to take a 10 on any computer check.
He probably should. But you know enough to know that there's a slight variation, like just like not very very far distance. Um, but somehow, like, this planet must be really close to this regular hyperspace line. And Modar looks at the computer and makes a few other checks. Um,
Maybe it's a wandering planet without a system.
and he says that this planet's site, that according to the data you're now receiving from your sensors, this planet has a cycle which brings it very close to this hyperspace route once every, like, several thousand years, or maybe even longer than that. But it is the sort of place that if you had been to it before, you could calculate your ship to find, but you would just have to. It's a place you could only get to unless you've been there before. It's almost impossible to, like, accidentally run into this place, and you guys have accidentally run into what equates to the Isla de Muerta. Not because it's evil, but because it's impossible to find unless you know how.
Unless you know where it is.
Right, and that's pretty much how it happens. And you've never heard of this happening to anybody. This is like, it's really strange that this should happen to you on like a normal trans-system jump.
Okay, well.
So,
the planet you're looking at, I'll just go ahead and describe it.
What you're saying is, we've flown a ship to a planet. What can't be found unless we've already been there. With a compass, it doesn't work.
Yes. And you've got a pistol with only one shot.
Okay.
And the planet you're looking at it looks mostly white, like it has lots of clouds. Between the clouds you see splotches of blue, like maybe there's a lot of water. Would you like to run a sensor scan on the planet?
Of course.
Okay.
While you're running the sensor scan on the planet, you notice that there's a station that's situated some distance away from the planet, like a fur piece away from the planet. It's not in stable orbit of the planet. Well, I guess it is, but maybe it's in like way deep orbit of the planet. You can't get a reading other than like there's a station there, which is also.
We're talking so far up, it's probably geosynchronous.
Yes. Like it doesn't. Yeah. Like most stations that are connected to planets are a lot closer. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
The planet is maybe about like 80% oceans. It's got like basically one large continent and then a whole bunch of small islands. Don, I guess Don, are you running the scanners?
Well, yes, Modar's still,
Make an intelligence roll.
And Voltron doesn't even remember what shoelaces are, let alone how to tie them.
Come on.
Make an intelligence roll.
I rolled a 13 plus 1.
You happen to notice that there is a small. Well.
I happen to notice a small well.
Well, there's a small something that might be a structure.
The planet is 80% ocean.
Something that might be a structure on the planet's surface, somewhere on that towards the middle of that large continent. There's some sort of building or something that might.
I scan for transmission.
Absolutely no electronic signals of any kind.
I scan for non-electronic signals of any kind.
There aren't anything coming from the electromagnetic spectrum.
Are you sure you rolled a 13 on your intelligence?
Wait, nothing coming through on the electromagnetic spectrum? Not even visible light?
Oh, okay, yeah, duh. There's no kind of traceable intelligent signal coming from it. However, Dr. Stephen Albert speaks up and says that the odds of there being an ancient civilization on this planet are incredibly low.
Never tell a Corellian the odds.
And if there's any chance that this is some sort of ancient construction of a species, it's possible that it could be of crystal design. You'll note that he's an expert in ancient crystal archaeology.
Yes, ancient crystal archaeology.
Well, Dr. Choo Choo, let's land and see what's there.
Dr. Choo Choo, yeah.
He says, I'm not sure if that's advisable. I mean, we don't know anything about this planet. There could be all manner of dangerous things there.
Can we send out the space rover with,
Trust
for example,
me
one
when I
crew
say
member?
this. Nothing on that planet is going to be nearly as dangerous to all of us as our first mate.
Dr. Stephen Albert says, well, you do have a point there.
Oh, come on! Both of you guys, come on. Ed 2, Stephen Albert, NPC.
Amy says, listen.
History supports me on this one.
Amy says,
Mr. tased his own crew.
Oh, come on.
Amy says, listen, he was just having a bad day.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. That's the first smart thing you've said all day.
That did really hurt, though.
The worst jerk.
I mean, you did take 2 shots in a room with 3 things, one of which you were aiming at, and you did manage to hit the other 2 things.
Like you said, it was a bad day, alright? It's been a long time since I've been to a shooting range
Day
for practice.
is when you aim at something and slightly miss and hit a wall. Incapacitating 2 crew members.
Listen,
and yourself.
I'm about to
is way beyond bad day.
slightly miss you right in the face.
Go ahead with your aim and just take you out of the conversation.
Right, well, are you going to land the ship or not?
Yes,
I'm gonna land
the
a
ship.
nice kick on Will Carraher's Wilberforce Jericho over here.
He's clearly still waking up.
I assume you're going to land the ship and leave with your weapons prepped in the direction of the thing.
Oh yes, absolutely. And land the ship as close as we can get to the thing.
Comfortable climate, completely suitable to human life. You charge your shields anyway, so you won't need spacesuits. In fact, you can just set out with your guns at the ready if you want.
I want.
Funk out with the junk out.
So
And
far,
my pith helmet.
so far you haven't seen any large life forms of any sort. There are some funky-looking alien birds that look like miniature birds of paradise that are kind of flying around, but they're acting like normal birds.
And they're funky.
Yeah, they're funky. There's some bugs. There's some annoying like insects and stuff. Both
Is
of
the
you.
atmosphere breathable?
Yeah, the atmosphere's breathable. It's actually like remarkably well suited to general species breathing.
With my blaster pistol at the ready, I march off in the direction of the large structure.
Now,
Name this planet Atlantis and claim it for me.
Heedless
So here's
of
my
the
question.
danger.
Dr. Albert is going to want to go with you. Are you going to take Amy and Modar with you as well, or are you going to leave them with the ship?
Last time Modar was with the ship, he hooked a building. On the other
Last
hand,
time you were telling Modar what to do, he hooked a building.
on the other hand, Modar is probably the best one to stay with the ship, and Amy is a crack technician as well. So.
I like the idea of Modar and Amy staying to keep the ship intact from whatever this planet might throw at us.
Not a bad
However,
idea.
the first thing I do is unfurl my personal standard and claim this planet, which I dub Atlantis, for myself.
You don't have a personal standard in your
We knew we
inventory.
should have bought something on the last planet.
Wanna bet?
Yes, I do. Because the words "I have a personal standard in my inventory" have never been uttered in these sessions.
Well, sure, I don't have a personal standard in my inventory now. It's stuck to the planet.
oh my goodness.
Oh, nice
Well, it makes
try,
no
Don.
difference. Make an intelligence check, both of you.
Okay.
Seven. So I
Plus
find it.
1.
Intelligence check?
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 plus 1.
17 plus 1 is 18.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You always have to be the smart one, don't you?
Don, you
Yeah,
get
one of us has.
Don, you get the unmistakable sense that you're getting followed, but you can't quit. Oh, is that your personal standard?
That's my personal standard.
You get the unmistakable sense that you're being followed, but you don't know by what.
I made that myself.
Oh, that's nice.
I continue to march brazenly.
I get
forward
the
with my
unmistakable
blaster
sense
pistol
that
out.
we're being followed, but I don't know by what.
Well,
I
I'm
randomly
sure it's
spin
nothing.
around, trying to catch them off guard.
You don't see anything.
I don't say anything.
I'm sure it's
Yet.
nothing. Don't worry about it. You're probably just paranoid, Wilberforce.
Yes, thank you, Voltron. I'm not 100% certain I'm paranoid.
Mom was. She always said you were scared of nothing all the time.
Yeah, she also said you didn't have a brain in your head. So are we listening to Mom or just moving on with
Well,
life?
she was at least right on that last count. I rolled so far. I rolled a 3 and a 7 on intelligence checks. So
Well, okay. Circumstances are backing this one up, boys.
You reach the place you were looking for. It's this. It looks like an entrance to what might be an underground temple, and I say that because it's a cut stone design. It looks like it's centuries old, and it kind of reminds, if you were Don and Phil and not Voltron and Jericho, it would remind you of like Aztec design. And it looks like it's you don't see the whole temple. You're on kind of the top of a big hill. That now that you're on top of
this
it,
is a temple.
it looks like it might have been built on purpose, and all you see is this like short little, it's like 6 feet tall, and it's maybe like 10 feet by 10 feet, and that's like all there is to it. And Dr. Albert says, "This is undoubtedly of crystal design. Look at the ancient runes on it." And he like lifts up his claw awkwardly and like drags it over the door, where you see these ancient Nordic-looking runes written all over the door.
Just imagining a praying mantis with a monocle and like an Indiana Jones hat.
That's actually a really good way of imagining
and
it.
a mustache, and it's just cracking me up every time he says anything.
Mustache.
It's like, this is unmistakable crystal design.
Hair.
He says this could be one of the most incredible archaeological finds of my career.
But explorers do.
He says, "Do you realize the significance of this? This is incredible.
I'm very happy for you.
Finding evidence of the crystal civilization on this planet is remarkable. I can't. Oh." He's overcome. He's
What would you
babbling
like to
incoherently.
stay here with it while we go on, or
Whoa,
what?
whoa.
Both of you make a quick intelligence roll.
Oh, I hate these. Oh gosh, it's not improving, Don.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4 plus 1.
Oh my goodness.
At least it's in character.
Dad, please roll something. He's rolled something better.
I rolled a 13 plus
A
1.
13 plus 14. You hear a distant sound that sounds something like a dog growling.
Could you mimic the sound that I hear? Yes, that does sound something vaguely like a dog growling,
But like a long way off.
but like a long way off. Big dog, if I can hear it this far away.
Mm-hmm.
I prepare my blaster pistol to shoot anything that looks like it wants to kill me. Wait. Anything that looks like it deliberately wants to kill. No, hang on a second. I'm trying to find a way to exclude Voltron from my auto-targeting here.
Well, that's good because
Thoughtful of you.
Well, we're gonna have to skip some of the stuff I wanted to do. That's okay.
Or we just save it for next time.
Well, I want to do one thing really quick. Dr. Stephen Albert is able to open the door, but in our waiting moments, I wanted to get farther than this today. That's my fault.
It's okay, it's fine.
Is that a spaceship taking off or a really
No.
old door opening?
That was a really old door opening into utter darkness
Stone door.
inside. And as you think about entering, you are suddenly set upon by a pack of wild animals. And by a
These are
pack,
definitely what I was preparing to shoot.
I mean there are 3 of them, and they look like a cross between a hyena and a kangaroo.
I start firing my blaster
Kangayinas?
wildly.
Kangaroos.
At the
They're
pack.
large. They're like the size of a kangaroo or bigger. And they have really nasty looking teeth.
Quick, Wilberforce, through the door. I'll hold them off.
No, bad idea.
You'll everybody make an initiative roll.
12.
14.
Okay, so they get to go first, followed by Don, followed by, followed by Jericho, followed by Voltron, followed by Dr. Albert.
And just so we all know, we're screwed.
For the
We
purposes
apparently
of
landed on the planet of Australia.
combat, I want to try this out I wanted to try this out because I want to try out a certain system for like planet-side combat. When you guys are in an encounter, rather than having to worry about exactly where you're positioned, like relative to everything else, I'm gonna say that you just kind of go into like a combat zone, like in Final Fantasy, and like your party and their party are just arrayed on either side of the battle map, and
Perfect.
when somebody attacks, you just like run over and like do your attack and then run back.
Awesome.
Because I want to keep this for like future, because I got a whole bunch of other planet-side encounters planned.
Because it
And
doesn't really work
dear.
for us to be communicating our position and exactitude and all that
Yeah,
over the internet.
and it
Voice.
takes forever. So I'm gonna say there are 3 of you and there are 3 of them, and you're gonna take a turn order, and there you go.
The internet would like you to consider the possibility that kangaroos are just T-Rex deer.
Okay. So they
Thank
attack
you,
first.
the internet. So they attack first. Let's see. Combat danger 7s. Okay, so one of them attacks Don's
I
character.
dodge.
2 of them attack Voltron. Phil, one of them misses you, so you each only have to make 1 dodge.
One dodge.
And for dodging, you need to hit Dex. Wait a second.
I'm warming up my dex roll here. Do I get a +1 circumstance bonus for being ready for this?
Yeah,
Because I
actually.
successfully made my int checks.
Yes, you do, actually.
Awesome.
You have to hit a... Oh, man, I wrote that down completely wrong. Boy, I never figured this out. What did we do last time we did dodges?
I don't remember.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Because I wrote down something that doesn't actually make sense. I was thinking of the 3d6 system when I wrote that down, and we're using a d20 system, so you want to roll high, not low. Oh, no, yeah, that's it. You want to roll low. For your dodge. That's what I decided. So, whatever your dex is, subtract 6 and try to roll under that. You both have a dex of
12.
so you need
So
to
I
roll
need to roll below a 6.
below a 6 to dodge.
On the D20.
Yeah, on a d20.
So my circumstance bonus is actually a +1 to my target, so I have to roll
Yes.
below a 7.
Yes.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Dang it. I got excited, but it turns out that was actually a 9 I rolled.
Hang on.
Ah,
I'll be right back.
close.
1 second. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
Uh-oh. I'm even ready for this.
Wow.
I don't like how many wincing noises you're making right now.
Ooh, I don't either. Yikes.
Am I still alive?
Yeah, you're still alive, but you took 6 damage.
Ow.
Woo!
My HP stat is 12.
Yikes. I mean, to be fair, that was max damage for him.
Oh. Ow.
So now you're down to 6 health.
Ow. Mommy.
Shnikes.
As king of the planet Atlantis, I order you to stop biting my leg off.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that'll work, but it's worth a try.
Back,
Talking's a
sorry.
free action.
Okay, Phil, did you make your dodge?
What do I have to roll?
Under a 6.
I rolled an 11,
Ah.
so 10.
It does 3 damage to you.
Ooh.
Wow. Really?
Well,
Lucky.
Okay. How much did it
Phil-
do to you?
Took half my health.
Oh,
I'm yelling at it to stop under my authority as king of the planet Atlantis, but it's not listening yet.
well, it's now your turn, so you can shoot back at it if you'd like.
Oh, I am so gonna shoot back.
are we gonna focus fire?
Holy cow. Yes, focus fire on the one that currently has taken half of my health off.
Deal.
Hit above a 7.
I rolled a 12.
I rolled
Excellent.
an 8.
You both hit. Okay, here's the damage should be.
1d6
roll-
plus strength modifier?
No, it's 1d6 minus 1. And then it's if you have it's +1 for your strength for your strength bonus if you have 12 or above, and then it's +1 if you have a pistol after that. So really, you should be rolling since you have. Do either of you have the strength bonus? Don, you have the strength bonus.
Yeah.
So you should be rolling on 1d6 plus 1.
And I'm
Which
at
is what I said.
8 strength.
And yes, and you're rolling. So you're rolling on a 1d6. Period.
Okay.
I rolled a 4, so the number is 5.
I also rolled a 5.
Well, Don, your attack goes through first, and you kill the first hyena with a blast from your blaster.
Straight I do. Jerk. Talking is a free action, I yell, "Your life is forfeit for attacking the king of the planet Atlantis."
Oh my goodness, Phil! Do you switch aiming and aim at a different one, or
Of
you?
course I aim at a different one.
Did you roll? Did you roll your damage?
I rolled 5.
5. You destroy it with a blast from your blaster, right? Pistol.
Your life is also forfeit for being an accomplice of someone that attacked the king of the planet Atlantis.
Atlantis, great.
Oh my goodness! Stephen Albert rolls a 20 on his attack roll, which means the opponent doesn't even
It's a
get
mantis.
to dodge. He would have been at a negative chance to dodge for the fact that he was fighting a mantis. Yeah, and Stephen Albert kills it with his bare claws. It's dead.
Your life is also forfeit for being an accomplice of one who would attack the king of the planet Atlantis.
So you all get fighting XP for that encounter.
Hear me, planet Atlantis, I am your king. Attack me at your peril.
And I guess we'll save the
Yay,
cave.
I'm now at 3 combat experience.
And I guess we will save the exploring of the cave for the next adventure.
Incidentally, I'm adding the title King of the Planet Atlantis to my character sheet.
Oh my goodness. From now on, every planet you will visit will have a title and a king, so you can't do that anymore.
Okay, just wait a second. Wait just a few
It's
moments.
just this one that I claimed for myself, okay?
Don't anybody
Well,
go anywhere.
For
apparently-
reference, the
apparently-
appropriate formal manner of address for my character. Wilberforce Jericho Carruthers III, Esquire, Captain of the Durango and King of the Planet Atlantis.
And
well,
you're gonna
apparently-
introduce yourself that way, huh?
I am absolutely going to introduce myself that way. Are you kidding? That's awesome.
Well, apparently your subjects don't care much.
That's just fine. Victory music.
Yes, the victory music is the best. I think that's how I'd like to
I loot
run.
the room.
I loot the room.
Wait, I'm thinking small. I loot the planet.
I loot the planet. You spend the rest of your life walking across the planet and find nothing of value. Bah! Just kidding, that's not what happened. But
I load from previous save and continue on.
load from previous. Okay, well, I have to load from previous save and go to bed pretty soon, so I'm gonna say we're
Okay.
gonna have to close the session there. But jolly good. Hopefully next time we'll get on to some other
This
stuff
was a
next
great
time.
session. Not only did nobody die, I got a planet.
Oh my goodness.
Great. I'm happy for you. GG, guys.
Yeah, I guess so.
GG.
Peace
out. A lot of fun.
Explore the hidden cave of Atlantis next time, I guess.
Yay.
If all goes as planned, that part of the adventure won't take very long.
Yeah, well.
you didn't think the part where we got to it was going to take long either.
Yep.
Oh, man. Alright.
Well, good times, bro. Bros.
GG.
Bro Saps.
GG.
GG. See you next week.